Outside now, it's 33.
HawkFanatic.com is brought to you by Patrick Eads at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for Cars. GT Car and his great crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, the home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Dirk Sterner Taxidermy. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. Senior Benefits. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Oxyoke Inn in the Amanas. Jimmy Street and Streets Maintenance. Dr. Lance Forbes Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. And Big Dog Tech Solutions. Suitors in Vegas. Tommy Lang is here along with Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
Oh, you're on mic 2 today.
Well, he's always on mic 2.
Is he? Okay, I don't know. I'm not usually here.
Yeah, well, it's always there.
Well, good. I haven't missed anything yet.
Yeah.
So, what's going on in the world of Pat Harty today?
Yeah.
I'm just looking. I just got to. Okay. I just followed a motorhome the whole way here from Scott Boulevard, all the way to turning right into here.
Was it Walter White?
Who's Walter White?
Breaking Bad. They made meth in a big motorhome.
But was that? I mean, it was a big one. It was so wide I couldn't pass it on Sue because it was too. I will say he did get it up to about 40, 45 going here, but.
Well, it is camping season when it's going to be 12 degrees tomorrow.
But Deb's thinking it's somebody who lives right down here. It's just rare that you see that big of a motorhome on that road.
Deb thinks she knows everybody.
And it was at one point, like when it had to take the right turn from Sue to Napoleon. I mean, it took a while.
I came out here to get my paycheck on Monday, and there was somebody in the ditch over at Napoleon and Sue.
Oh, there was someone.
Put it on. It made Iowa chill. I took a video of it.
Well, when I drove out here Monday, there were still a lot of icy spots on. Sue. There's still some icy spots. Be careful.
Well, there was some icy spots on Sand Road yesterday.
But it's misleading because most of it's dry now. But man, all it takes is one little patch to send you swerving in the wrong direction. But there's still, especially on these maintenance roads, there's still a little bit of ice. But yeah,
well, there's a lot of icy spots, but there were a lot of icy shots last night in East Lansing. How did that go? How's that for a transition?
There you go. Yeah, today's National Signing Day for football too, but you know that doesn't really. It's not the same as it used to be because there's 2 signing days now. First of all, the traditional one in February is completely meaningless now, but there's so much coverage of recruiting that signing day doesn't really mean much anymore because I mean, some of these guys have been committed for over a year, and there's been written about just over and over and over. But we'll talk. Iowa's got, I think, 18 now. I haven't checked. They added someone late yesterday, and they still could add these next few days. And I know Kirk has a press conference at 2:30 today talking about the class, and he'll be, what do you think he's going to say about the recruiting class, Captain?
They look good.
I'm not sure they're going to cut it. That's what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
always longed for that. I've written a column. One day I just want a coach to come out there and say,
we could have done better.
This class is filled with turds, man. These guys are stealing our money, but we couldn't do any better.
Hello.
Our poor guys last night kind of ran into a whirlwind.
Yeah, Michigan State was
that basketball team. I think we just need more height. And they said that Michigan had 3 guys that are supposed to be over 7 feet.
Well, I don't know if it's. I don't think that's. Well, I know Cooper's close to that. I'm not sure how tall Jack. Yeah, I mean Iowa. But we've said all season long that and 3-point shooting are my 2 biggest concerns. They don't have any size.
Yeah.
I mean, their biggest guys are 6'8" and 6'9" that play a lot, or 6'7" and 6'8". Yeah, they're just not real big. I mean, Trevor Jurek is 6'11", but he's a true freshman. He's not going to be able to handle huge minutes in those types of situations. A lack of size is a huge problem. And that's why they got crushed on the boards.
It was. I couldn't get it on TV because it was on Peacock.
You know, do you have YouTube TV? I forgot, Karn. Do you have YouTube TV?
No, I have that MediaCom.
Okay, because apparently it was on the new NBC. Apparently NBC Sports is back, and it was
I
on
heard
there.
that. So what's the point in having Peacock if
I don't know. because it was on NBC.
And I just got something from Peacock saying, hey, we're changing our terms, and we're basically saying we're making things a little more, I don't know, the tone of it was a little, I'm like, Peacock, give me a break.
So it was on something else besides Peacock?
It was on, NBC Sports Network is back.
I did not like that. What am I paying? Don't you have Peacock?
I do, yeah.
It seems ridiculous.
Well,
I only watch sporting events
on there.
If I
looked on the TV, I might have found it.
Yeah, you would have found it.
I don't know if everything on Peacock is going to be on that channel, but it was last night.
And that was the first time I've watched anything on Peacock since maybe somewhere earlier in the football season.
Yeah.
I will say the picture's great.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
It's great. The camera angles, how close they get. It's so much better than YouTube.
Sorry, Karn.
Well, you guys have a good day.
Karn, just done.
Just had it.
Don't need this Peacock praise. She was in no mood for
She
Peacock
can watch
praise.
a game and she doesn't care that we could.
Yeah, she doesn't need Peacock praise.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of that phrase, Peacock praise?
Well, it's better than some of the phrases of Peacock we've come up with that Steve won't
True.
use.
But no, that just popped up on my emails yesterday.
Turn yourself up.
Myself? Okay.
Peacock saying, hey, there's new terms with our agreement.
Well, yeah, I
Slick.
don't read that.
I rarely do, and I read the first couple sentences. I'm like, do you want me as a customer or not? I don't know, but
you can't share it. I found out early you couldn't share it because I was sharing it with.
Well, I didn't want to share that thing last night with anybody.
No.
That game, that was brutal. I mean, they got the 5-0 start, but then when Sturt started launching air balls and had trouble getting shots off, I'm like, they're in trouble. I mean, you could tell right away. The best thing, though, is Michigan State's just shredding them, and then Izzo's still just riding those refs like a mule.
Yeah. I mean, honest to God.
He's screaming. If Fran would have done that.
Yeah.
I mean, Izzo, he is so good and popular that he can do things that other people can't do.
I had no problem with him being on the court at all.
See, Tommy was saying before the show that he would lie. He thinks too many people whine about Izzo being on the court.
Yeah.
You know, jealous, envious fans from other schools.
Clearly, yeah. Overly dramatic.
Overly dramatic, jealous, petty fans
but
from other schools.
I don't understand why he has to be on the court. They could hear him anyway.
I know. But what about the jealous, petty, envious fans from other schools that bitch about Izzo being on the court?
Yeah, can't stand it.
This is our little joke.
This is for us.
This is just for us.
Yeah.
But no, it was. I didn't think they were going to win, but I did. I think I was talking to Mike Koloss. Oh, by the way, we're going to have Mike on next week.
Oh, cool.
He's starting his Substack thing, and we got some other stuff in the works. But we're going to have him on, and he can kind of reflect on a lot of things.
He make some money on Substack.
Oh, he's already told me. He says, Pat, he goes, I'm so excited. He thinks it's going to launch Friday.
Oh, good.
And he's on some other thing, a writer's type thing. So I'll keep you guys posted on everything because he's going to stay busy doing a lot of different things. And like I said, there's a chance we may be reading him on the Hawkeye site here in the near future. And now what was it? Oh, we talked about Mike's like, I think if Iowa can slow this thing down, just ugly it up and just get Michigan State to play it its slow, deliberate, boring, methodical style. And they tried. I mean, Sturts was bouncing that ball up like they were playing in an 80 and over league, just they tried to control the tempo that way, and I get it. They had to, but it just didn't work because they just physically couldn't get shots off. They were just struggling to get shots off. And then meanwhile, Michigan State's just flying down the court. You got Cohen Core with his armpits above the rim, and yet Izzo still just screaming at the officials.
Oh, yeah, screaming and on the floor.
Screaming, on the floor, screaming.
I can't tell you the number of people that posted on Facebook.
What, fire them all? I mean, not yet.
No, not
Please
yet.
don't
But
say
they were
that.
going, boy, Drake's really playing bad tonight.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's
mean, but it's funny.
It had to be 15 or 20 of them.
That's it's kind of petty, but don't you think it's sort of funny? And I'm guessing Ben would be like, we got our asses kicked. We'll move on. I think they're going to beat Maryland, and Maryland's pretty good. They got a new coach now, so we'll see. But they better play better than they did last night. And we'll see. I got to look closer at Maryland's roster because a lack of size is going to be a serious problem for Iowa in the Big Ten this year against good teams. They just don't have a lot of it. And I'm not convinced about their three-point shooting. It wasn't very good last night. I mean, Sturts was the only player on the team that had more than 7 points.
7 of 23 from three-point range.
Yeah, they're just, and they had an exhibition game where they didn't shoot well for three, and there's not a lot of players on that team where you'd say, yep, his best thing is three-point shooting. The only one is Brendan Hausen and maybe Sturts, but Sturts looked uncomfortable. He had a couple threes where he just missed everything. It was just, It was not good. And you said something, and I'm not. What did you say before he?
This was the first time because the way they were talking about it was, they want to slow the game down.
This was kind of
lowest scoring teams in the country. I thought, well, that was Licklider. This is the first time I thought about Licklider watching this team.
And I had a couple other people say that to me. Like they weren't They were like,
no, I don't think
they
that's
still
what's gonna...
believe that. But they said this is what Licklider used to do.
This is what it was.
This is what it was. You know, now granted, it was the Big Ten opener, arguably the toughest venue, and I do think he has a good team this year, Izzo. I still question their shooting, but it doesn't matter when you're getting 2-footers or dunks or what have you. Iowa just could not compete with their size. I mean, they've got Carson Cooper, Jackson Kohler. He's about 6'11", 7 foot. And then they got another freshman that's pretty big. Yeah, and Iowa's big. You know, I think they list Manuel at 6'9". Tavian Banks is 6'7". That's it. Everyone else is 6'5".
I'm not saying this is going to be Licklider, by the way. Don't quote me.
Oh, no, I understand.
But it was the first time I thought about it.
You're not the only one who thought that.
Yeah.
Because that was the strategy Lick would have to do.
For like a second, it popped into my head like, wait a minute.
But there's a lot of times, though, when Ben has used that strategy, and it works.
Oh,
but he wasn't playing Michigan State. I mean, it worked at Northwest.
Licklider did beat Michigan State with that strategy.
He did. Remember, Izzo buried his head and said it was the most embarrassing moment in his college career.
He thinks Licklider should still be here.
He does. I was sitting in the first row, and he goes, remember that sound Lurch used to make?
Yeah.
He kind of started it with that, then buried his. Then he did a Licklider by burying his hands in his face, and then he said, "I just want to apologize. This is the most embarrassing." I think Iowa beat him 42 to like 39.
Yeah,
or something. It was just brutal.
It was so ridiculous though last night when he's they're hitting shot after shot and he's still yelling the hell out of them.
Just screaming
by
at
20
him.
and he's just screaming
In their ear, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're you got the Izzone in the back just screaming, so he's just right in their ear, just screaming.
And when he does it
at
out
them.
on the court, I think that adds to the excitement of the game.
And we agree that he should be able to do it more. And we don't understand the petty, jealous fans who bring it up. Do you know what we're doing? Do you think he's aware of what we're doing?
Yeah.
I think he is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who do you think this is? This is coming from
That could be
Vegas.
from Vegas.
This is coming from Vegas.
That's not our
It's Hunter's on the phone.
Yeah.
That's business.
He just hung up. Was that wrong number? Well, they hung up on Hunter.
Jerks.
What was the deal?
They just hung up.
They want us to stop praising Izzo.
Listen, I got this call this morning, and this guy was pissed off at some of my politics, and he was screaming so loud, and every swear word in the book.
Was it on the air?
Oh,
So he called you on that phone?
program director over here.
me-
Like,
But you were like on
I
a...
thought it was like I was in a news segment, and I thought it was like an accident had happened
yeah,
or
like
something.
snow and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll take him.
So did
you?
you let him vent before hanging up?
I just I started laughing.
You know, people don't complain about ours because we never talk about politics
it never
hardly
comes
ever
up.
anymore on the Hawk
Ever.
Fanatic thing. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
But no, with your own morning show?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to talk about if
Well,
you
I
can't...
told him turn it off, and he starts screaming, and I said to him, I haven't heard such screaming and crying since you couldn't satisfy your wife last night.
Wow, that's the tactic you used?
Yeah, and then he started screaming louder till he lost his voice.
Do you think he's the kind that'll come out here?
I told him I was Pat Harty.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I
Gave
appreciate
your address
that.
at home.
Owner of Hawk Fanatic with
Owner of
strong
Hawk Fanatic
political
and your press force.
and strong political affiliations.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah,
So if
this
he comes
guy-
out here, what's our plan?
I left him.
His shoes amigos.
What's our plan if he comes out here?
Tommy and I pointed at you.
Yeah, funny you. That's
What do you do, Hunter? If that guy comes out here. Oh, there. Hunter's going to send him after
We've
you.
had them come out before.
All right.
Turncoat?
Have you had people come out here?
The guy from Oxford with his son, because you said "goddamn" on the air, and he got really mad about it.
It's his daughter.
Was his daughter?
It was his daughter.
Okay.
And he drove out here after he dropped her off at school.
Okay.
He dropped her off at school from Oxford. This is
And he
when
drove all the way up here?
Oh, well, we were in Coralville, but still.
Oh.
And he comes out here and he goes, "You said goddamn," and I said, "Jesus."
You should have said, God damn, I did?
I said,
about 20
I
times.
said, "Jesus Christ."
On the air, by the way.
I did.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
it was on the air.
You can say that.
The guy was like just kind of in the doorway of the studio, just he wasn't really raise his voice or anything.
You know, my dad went to church. My dad was one of the most religious, and he said, God damn it, more than SOB, more than anyone I knew. Anytime anything would have, God, his first reaction to everything was G. But he was in church praying every Sunday, and he was a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's an overreaction. That's a little
I
bizarre.
thought my mom's name was God damn it, Shirley.
Don't you find that a little bizarre?
Yeah.
That's even weirder
I
than...
told him, turn it off.
When you said that to the guy screaming this morning, what'd he say?
He just kept yelling.
I'm
going to turn it off. I said, okay, turn it off. And then he just kept yelling.
You think he's listening now?
Yes.
Okay, well, back to the Hawks. But no, there is signing day today, and I mean,
there's a news conference at like 2, right?
2:30.
2:30.
And I'm sure that, and what they do is football tweets as each letter of intent comes in.
Yeah, they have that little.
But again,
graphic.
signing day used to be. I mean, when I was in,
you did a special show for it.
We used to do a ton of stuff. It was like Christmas for the recruiting fanatics. But now there's just so much coverage every day of everything to where it's anticlimactic. That's the best word I can use for it, especially now that there's 2 signing days. I mean, they did get this. They got a guy named John Janda, I believe. He was committed to Wisconsin, a defensive lineman from Detroit. He shifted his commitment yesterday. That happens. Like I said, I haven't looked this morning yet, but they could add more. But it's a typical Iowa class. There's roughly 18 to 20 guys signing in this early period and what have you. And Kirk will come out and they'll say they like all of them. And it's just business as usual. And that's just the way it works. Now, they got the four-star quarterback from Utah, and normally that'd be a pretty big deal, but with the portal now, my guess is most fans are, well, are we going to get anyone in the portal? Yeah, this kid's nice, but we need someone now. Everyone wants now.
Yeah.
There's no waiting anymore. So it's interesting. The portal is mostly where people seem to really pay their attention to. I mean, the recruiting is nice, but that stuff's kind of on the back burner. I'm guessing most of these players probably won't make huge contributions next year. So that's why people are so interested in what are you going to do in the portal, because Iowa does have a lot of players to replace on defense if you think about it. I mean, they're going to lose Aaron Graves, Max Llewellyn, and Ethan Herkett on the defensive line. That's pretty significant. They're going to lose Carson Schar, Jaden Harold as linebackers. They're going to lose Wampka. It looks like Entringer, who's went through senior day. T.J. Hall. That's significant. Then they're going to lose the 3 big studs on the offensive line. That's significant. Of course, they're going to lose Gronowski. They're going to lose Drew Stevens. That's a lot of players and this class coming in today is not going to fill many of those voids. I mean, obviously some will help. But no, it's going to be interesting, and my guess is Kirk will also say, well, we got guys waiting. Got guys like Carson Schar that were waiting his turn and came out and played hard this year. That's a big part of it, too, the developmental stage. But still, I think with this many guys they've lost, they're going to have to do some stuff in the portal, and that's what it's there for. So there you go.
Yeah, no.
There you go. That's a little breakdown.
A lot of breaking it down.
A lot of breaking it down right there. Well, do we talk signing day, or how much do we dwell on last night's game? Because I don't want to over-dramatize. It was bad.
No, it was bad.
It was one game, though.
Yeah,
it was on
bad.
the road, number 7.
And I think this is one of his better teams recently, if they can stay healthy. They got to keep that point guard, Jeremy Fears, healthy, because he's really good. He really sets the tone for them. But they're big, and they're big with guys that have been there for 3 and 4 and 5, maybe even 5 years in some of these cases. He hasn't been to the Final Four, and like someone was saying, God, it's been 6 years since Izzo hasn't been to the. Think about that. Iowa hasn't been in 46.
Yeah.
So don't whine to us about Izzo's little drought. He's been to 8 of them. Do you think he yelled at the officials during those Final Fours? And was he on the court?
He was on the court a little
bit.
He was on the court.
I think he was on the court. And I think the guy said, hey, this is the Final Four, Tom. You can come out
on
the court as much
so
as you
much
want.
they had to back up the camera.
Yeah, they did. And they gladly did.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was good for college basketball to have Izzo on the court so much.
Listen, and the comment about Drake,
it's mean. It's petty.
Mean,
I went to Drake.
It's kind of.
It's also dismissive of Drake.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Yeah,
that's what you're trying to say.
And
it's
it's
got
kind
that
of
snark to it.
I was going to say it's kind of true. I mean, the majority of them are from Drake, and they're not used to this.
No.
I mean, and the
guys the only one that Brandon Hassan has played at Villanova and Kansas State. I mean, Alvaro Figueres played at Robert Morris. Guys, they didn't do a lot of Breslin centers. No, he looked overwhelmed at times last night. It's going to take some time. I mean, Cooper Cox barely played last year. I mean, this was an eye-opener. I mean, he can say, oh, yes, I want the action. I want that first game. Well, he got that action in full force, and it came at him, and they didn't have an answer for it. And Maryland's not going to be a pushover either. Buzz Williams is their coach now, and it's going to be interesting because he's won wherever he's been. Maryland's got talent. So we'll see. I mean, this is a big game already. I mean, you don't want to start 0-2 with a new regime, especially with a fan base that's already skeptical.
Well, and that's what I'm worried about.
That's
they don't show up.
But you also don't want to overreact either. Yeah, hopefully this team needs the fans to show up.
It's 3 o'clock Saturday
afternoon. 3 o'clock.
Game.
Is it 3 or 4?
It's 3 according to what I'm looking at right now.
They need. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to tell people how to spend their money, but man, if there's less than 10,000 fans there, that's going to be disappointing. They need a good showing.
Do you have a weather forecast for Saturday? Looking ahead, we're not going to get any snow or anything, are we?
No.
And it starts to warm up a little bit again.
20s.
Yeah. So, but they're 7-1. They've got a couple decent wins, but they got this 3-game stretch. They could easily be 3-0-3.
It's a strike game too. It looked bad on TV.
Yeah, they play Iowa State next there, and that's not. My guess is they're probably going to have some trouble beating Iowa State.
Yeah, they're also at Purdue later this year.
Yeah, I mean,
they got some rough environments.
They got some rough environments, and he knows that.
At Oregon,
he's not going to overreact. But no, I was just surprised at how slow they did play. I know that that's part of his style, and that he did that at Drake some last year. But it was really, there were times where I was like, okay, Bennett, get the ball up the court. Let's go.
Well, my kid was, he left this morning, but he was home last night just screaming at the TV.
Is he a big Iowa basketball fan?
Yeah.
What did you think of Izzo on the court?
He's for that, though, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
He was screaming, get on the court more.
We need more of that.
Why is he on the sideline?
Well, see, your son's he's a professor. He's a
Yes.
He's part of the college experience, so he knows how valuable it is for Izzo to be on the court sharing his wisdom.
Well, I mean, if I'm always motivated by people just shouting at me.
And the closer they are,
like
the
the guy
better.
this morning.
Yeah. I think those officials woke up today and they're like, I'm so glad I let Tom scream in my ear the entire game. I learned a lot. He actually cleaned out my ears a little bit with a spit.
Hello.
Hey, Cap. You guys are having way too much fun today.
Well, it's life's all about Ollie, isn't it, Captain?
Ollie, right?
Yeah, it's Ollie, right?
Yeah. Are you Ollie?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of nicknames.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, what?
You were talking about motorhomes this morning.
Yeah, I followed one in. It was big.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy Buffett called them big tin boxes plugging up the roads.
Okay. And they're expensive. I saw one time for $385,000.
Oh, the Manats owned a place down in southern Iowa. They were trying to outdo each other. $3 million. This was 25 years ago.
For a motorhome?
Yeah. Double-decker.
Wow.
What the hell? Can you imagine spending $3 million for something with wheels?
When I was in Daytona, Motor Racing Network took me to their brand new motorhome studio.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like $1.5 million. And I go in the studio, and it's got the same stuff we got.
Yeah.
Same software, except I said, well, that kind of looks like what we're using. And he said, yeah, but this is the free version.
It's Motor Racing Network.
Yeah.
They are expensive, though. RVs are. I was stunned. I see the ads for them, and they're all $300,000 to $500,000.
Yeah, it was bigger than what the living space I've got in my main floor.
Yeah.
It was huge.
But, yeah, I followed it in. And
yeah. He's a lick lighter of callers.
He really is.
I wanted to tell you a lick lighter story. You were talking about him.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
but tell it slowly.
I called him Dick Licker because he always had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
That's not really a story.
We got an Iowa athlete coming on in 25 minutes. What the hell? I'm seriously. What's going on?
It's not really a story, Paul.
That was a commentary.
That was unexpected.
I did not see that coming. Did you?
No, I did not.
No, I did not. I did not see it coming.
It's probably a good time to take the break.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
Not yet.
No?
Not
yet? Okay.
We usually go about till. Yeah, let's do it.
I
About,
know, but
we'll get through this. But what if he calls back?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Paul, but no.
I mean, we do have limits. I mean, there are boundaries.
Yes.
I know it may be hard to determine at times, but there are boundaries there. And I did not. I wonder if you think he said that by mistake?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't say it by mistake.
I was giving him an out.
There ain't no wow.
I wonder where that was going.
Don't care.
No, but it was headed to a dark place.
I thought it was going to be.
It started
like,
with a dark place.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I thought it was going to be like Steve. I ran into him in the supermarket.
Will that father from Oxford drive all the way out here?
Oh,
'Cause that's a hike. How far is Oxford from here?
Probably driving away.
20. Oxford's at least 20 miles from here, isn't it?
15, maybe.
It's right on the edge of the border there with Iowa County.
20.
I bet it's close to 20 because my house is a considerable distance from here, and I live in East Iowa City. You don't realize how long that Sioux Road is, and I was reminded how long it was today following that big motorhome.
I just go longer.
But all right, well, back to the. So, did you make it through the whole game?
I did actually watch the whole game.
I bet you
I
did.
did,
You did too. Well, it
Yeah.
did start at 6.
Yeah, it was an early game.
And it was a quick game. It did. I mean,
Now, I'll say I was doing other stuff by the end of it, like working on my KFMH show, but I had it on.
I had a
paying
story.
attention.
I mean, Izzo had a great quote right after the game about Iowa, about their preparation for Sturts, and they just said we weren't going to make things. We were not going to allow things to be easy for him. They made him a priority, obviously, and on the screen and rolls, they defended them perfectly. They just didn't give him any space. And on the shots where he did have space, he missed most of them. He just didn't have a good game. So, but again, Maryland crowd, like I said, I hope they get somewhere between 11 and 13,000. I just hope that the arena.
Yeah,
I just
can't give up on
it's
them
their
right
first
now.
Big Ten home game, and they're 7-1, and I don't think fans will give up.
I
on
hope
them.
not.
I don't think they will. And we can't judge everything on social media either. I mean, I knew social media was going to be pretty disappointed last night. You just got to kind of keep that in
Well,
perspective.
I think people are disappointed.
They wanted them to make a better showing.
Yeah.
I don't think most Iowa fans
No.
went into last night's game. We're going to win and be 8-0, and we're
no,
not.
but to have that much
But
difference.
no, it was not a good showing. It
Yeah.
was not. It was not a step forward. It was a step back, and now they regroup and remind themselves that they did just play at Michigan State and Purdue are the two. I mean, Indiana could be, but their teams are never good enough anymore. But Purdue and Michigan State are consistently the two. But in fairness to Fran, he won 2 out of his last 3 games there. And that was the other thing that was different about last night, is with Fran's teams, yeah, it was looking bad, but they may reel off 17 points in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You never felt that last night.
No.
Never felt that
No,
last night.
it was.
Now, Fran's teams could also fall behind by 17 in 3 minutes, whereas it took Michigan State a little while. Like Izzo said, Iowa out-toughed us out of the gate, which they did. Iowa came out playing well. I mean, they led 5-0. They were locked in on defense, but I think eventually just the size and the home court advantage, the tradition, and, of course, Izzo on the court.
They
doing
looked
his
tired
thing.
at the end.
Oh, they looked just beaten, yeah. And they probably saw Izzo on the court and thought that Michigan State had 6 players out there at times, and that psychologically
Yeah,
works.
Wouldn't it be great if he talked to the press and he just got in your face? He left the podium.
I'd like
and
him to do the
walked out.
interviews on the court. I think I'd like him to. Wouldn't you like him to do all his postgame on the court where he belongs? He's a legend.
They do. They just let him get. No, the officials don't say a damn word.
But that's what's great. He yells during the course of a game way more than Fran ever does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Way more. But you're just used to it.
And they're winning.
Yeah, and they win.
And he's still screaming.
Yeah, he
They were
does.
up by like 20 last night. He was still screaming about something like with 2 minutes.
I like it when he puts his arm on the official and then hey,
Yeah.
Now he is probably older than almost, but he did that when he was 40. He's got a presence to him, and I'll tell you what. He was an assistant coach when they hired him. They took a chance on him. He was Heath Coach's assistant. I mean, Ben's situation's different. Ben had to climb as a head coach, but Izzo, not saying he didn't work hard to get there, but he was 3 years in high school, 4 years at Northern Michigan where he was an assistant. Then Michigan State hired him in '83, and man, he must have made an impression because they were enthusiastically gave him the job when Judd retired, and now we know why. It was a great hire.
I almost posted a picture because Izzo was at one point they went to. Well, he was yelling. They went to McCollum, and honest to God, McCollum just stood there, looked at Izzo like, "What the f?" I mean,
What else can he do?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Ben, I've seen enough of Ben. He'll get upset at times, but he's just so intense on what's going on the court, though. Izzo I don't know. To me, he's almost gotten worse as he's gotten older. Or better. Some will say better. The more he complains and the more on the court he spends, it's better for the game of basketball.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. This is the way to do it.
Yep.
Do you think Paul has any stories about Tom Izzo?
Huh?
Do you think Paul has any stories about
I
Tom
don't
Izzo?
want to. Paul is off the.
Paul showed a side today that we didn't know was out there.
No, not at all.
Well, we thought about it.
No, you could tell Suter
It
about
did
that.
not surprise me, but on the other hand, it came.
It kind of surprised me.
Will Tom be disappointed?
Yeah, why don't you tell Suter about this when he gets back?
He's off the show for today, and he should be punished in some way.
Paul?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably.
What form of punishment are you suggesting?
I have no ideas yet, but I will dole one out.
This might be him. I think he may come. I think he
not
may
coming
strike
out
back.
again. He's not coming out.
What if he
again.
comes on and disguises his voice?
Yeah, sure.
It could be Ollie. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah, I'd say the only guy that gets in the court more than Izzo is McDermott. But he's not screaming at the officials. He's 6 feet in front of off the line, even when they're into their court. But he's not out there screaming like.
What's he doing?
What's that?
What's he doing if he's on the? Is he talking to his players?
Yeah, he's directing his players.
That's a big guy to have on the court. He's like 6'9".
Yeah, I know he's huge, and he walks 6-8 feet out in the court right during play. It's crazy.
Interesting. Okay.
That game last night, I don't think anybody, Hawkeye fans are realistic. But gosh, we didn't expect air balls and missed free throws and missed 1-foot shots.
Yeah, no, it was a bad performance. You just got to move on from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of reminded me of Indiana football at Ohio State last year. They just weren't quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Overmatched last. So
yeah, they were overmatched last night. But there's a lot of season left, and you just got to stay optimistic. And like I said, hopefully a nice showing on Saturday, fan-wise.
Yeah, that's what McCollum said, and I read online this morning. He goes, hey, we got exposed, and we got to work and get better, and that's all we can do, do our best. He was very impressive that he just coached,
That's really all you can do.
That's all you can do. Well, yeah. I want to thank you for not swearing.
Yeah. Technically, Paul didn't swear. He just put a couple words together that you shouldn't put together.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I'm going to let Suter know about this.
Oh, yeah.
He's Suter's creation.
Yeah, he is Suter's creation.
Lang took a lot of crap for the dude in Burlington. And Tom, Ollie is Suter's, and he's acknowledged that. He's actually Suter and Ann's. Doesn't Ann have a connection to it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're both
responsible for this. And if you're listening, I mean...
Thanks a lot.
There's no way they're listening out in Vegas now. They're not doing that. Please tell me they're not listening.
It's 7 there.
Yeah, so they're not listening, are they?
Well, they might be.
No, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they're down already. He's at that video poker table yanking whatever he yanks. And
hey,
I think there's.
Now I'm going to be banned.
Yeah, you can't.
But no, once we get back to normal, we do have a freshman Iowa swimmer who from the information I've been learning, she's already broke 4 school records. And Peyton Flowers is her name, and I was doing a little research. Her dad played basketball briefly at Wichita State. He was 6'8". And she's an Iowa swimmer, and they had the Iowa Invitational when she set 4 records, and she's just exploded on the scene. So you got to help me with this.
Yeah.
Suter always plays a key role. He just sits back and listens.
He just listens.
And then you're going to have to be the one to do the Phil Kinnick with him.
Yeah, definitely.
You got a role to play. Suter's left some huge shoes
over
there that need to be filled.
It's a big question to ask.
Yeah, and but yeah, that's always the last thing we do is we'll have her on at 10. We can take a break now, and we got to regroup after this.
Yes, after this.
Yes.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember...
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Hi, this is Jill Sterner with Sterner Taxidermy in Lone Tree. It's hunting season again, and I'm inviting all of you hunters to follow us on our Facebook page. You can view Dirk's award-winning artistry, his workmanship that he completes with each individual piece. We can be reached at 319-330-1774. Again, 319-330-1774.
Hanging lights is a pain. Dealing with blown bulbs, dangerous installations, and the endless rat's nest of cords, there's got to be a better way, and now there is. Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuma Lights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course, lighting for the best season, football season. The Illuma Lights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuma Lights LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. No more ladders, no more hooks, no more wifey's dirty looks. That's the song you'll be singing all year long with Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Find out more at BigDogTek.net or call 319-395-0800.
Hi, I'm Jim Street, owner of Streets Maintenance. As a licensed, insured, and bonded master plumber, I specialize in all plumbing repairs, including but not limited to water heater and sump pumps to toilet and faucet repairs and replacements. As an Iowa City native, I know how frustrating it can be when any part of your plumbing system breaks down. That's why I only use trusted brands and quality materials. I offer same-day, next-day service coupled with a fair price. I also offer general services to mobile homes. For more information about my business, I'm online at streetsmaintenance.com and Facebook, or give me a call at 400-4483, 400-4483.
Streets Maintenance, honest plumbing at a fair price.
Hawkeye fans, you love watching the black and gold. You know Hawkeye black and gold. As a Hawkeye fan, there are no better colors than the Hawkeye black and gold. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. When you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property, consider the green and white team, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement. The team you love, the people you trust.
It's that wonderful time of the year. Moments of eating too much, spending time with family, in some cases maybe even trying to avoid family. However you choose to celebrate, the Diamond Dental team of Dr. Forbes, Kate, Michelle, and Michaela would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe holiday. Here is hoping you enjoy every minute of this joyous time of the year. Rest assured, Diamond Dental is here, providing superior care for your entire family during the holiday season and all year long.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier, for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
When someone is kind enough to share their time with us, we better make it worth their while.
They don't want to do people call it the game, right?
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams of Dairy Brothers Ford talk about what here for you means to them.
You don't have to spend a half a day in our dealership to get that good competitive price. We just want to try to deliver that to you up front.
And that makes me feel good, makes me proud.
Because that's what people want. They want a fair, honest deal.
As far as a statement here for you, we want to not just say it, but live it.
Find out what it means to you at Dairy Ford in Iowa City.
You hungry? The Oxyokin Sunday Brunch Buffet offers so many choices of fresh entrees, homemade salads, waffles, omelets made to order, pastries, 3 tiers of desserts, and much more. Such a great value. You can always eat out, but not every place serves an experience. Serve 9 until 2. See you this Sunday. You'll always leave happy at the Oxyokin in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyokin.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
We have a little snow out there this morning, and that's going to get out of here fairly quickly. Will become partly cloudy this afternoon, but boy, is it going to be cold today. We're in the 20s this morning. We're going to drop to around 15 by late this afternoon. Overnight tonight, mostly clear with a low of 7 below zero. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of only 12 above. We'll get back to the 20s on Friday. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Outside now, it's 33.
KCJJ weather brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Where did he go? We're back.
He disappeared. It's magic.
Where did he go?
I was busy working on some stuff. What did that guy specifically say to you this morning on the phone, Steve? Can you repeat that?
No, I can't.
You can't repeat that, what he said?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
No. Okay. You asked where I just went down the hall to dump out, so I didn't spill it because when drinking pop and it gets waterlogged with ice, it's nasty. Yeah. So I just dumped out the rest of it.
Don't want to spill it out on our equipment.
Didn't want to spill it out on this valuable equipment, which would hinder this incredible show from progressing. God forbid we don't want that to happen. But yeah, we got Peyton Flowers again. We're going to be calling her around 10 o'clock, so I'm sure she's probably in. But you brought up a good point. We'll have to ask her.
I'm looking at their schedule. Yeah, their last meet was the Hawkeye Invitational, the 21st and the 20th of November. Now the next thing on their schedule, according to this, their website, is in like mid-January. Like they go 2 months without anything going on.
And it's also that's weird too that it's almost like it's a fall and winter sport.
Yeah,
so we'll
have
to ask her about that. She can.
Yeah, they go to Los Angeles for UCLA Friday through Sunday, the 9th through the 11th of January.
I don't know anything about UCLA swimming, but I'm guessing they're probably pretty.
That seems
good.
like they'd be good.
That seems like they would be good. But yeah, she's from Wisconsin, and she's gotten off to a great start to her college career, and Let's see. The women play Rutgers on what day?
Saturday. They're back to back, actually. I just looked that up, too. They're back to back on FS1.
Yeah, you got the men and women on Saturday, plus you got the Big Ten Championship game, which I'm really looking forward to watching as much as I can. So you say the men are at 3.
Men are at 3 and the women are at 5.
So
and
the men will be
FS1.
over by 5. I'm going to be home by because the Big Ten Championship game I don't think starts until like about
7.
7. So
well, I'm probably kick off like 7:15.
Yeah, I'll probably.
or 30.
I'm usually pretty good about getting out of there, and I want to watch that game. I am intrigued by how that game's going to play out.
And doesn't Sunday they announce the bowls?
Yeah, the bowls.
That kind of comes throughout the day now.
But yeah, I'm almost certain they're going to be in the Relia Quest Bowl.
Okay, you have to explain what that used to be because that's how I think of things now.
The Outback Bowl.
The old Outback Bowl. Okay.
It's the old basically
Tampa.
another trip to the Outback Bowl, and against an SEC opponent. Like I said, I've seen some projections that have Vanderbilt, but I think Vanderbilt's hoping they get in the playoff. They're 10-2. They've got a really good.
I've seen Tennessee.
I've seen Tennessee, man. Yeah, I don't another Iowa, Tennessee.
No.
Yeah, it just does not interest me. To be honest with you, Iowa, the Iowa SEC thing's kind of boring.
More people I've talked to would rather go to the Las Vegas Bowl, even though it's kind of considered a step down.
It's something different.
It's different, yeah.
And you have maybe a different opponent.
It's a fun trip.
It's just something different. And but Suter said if they were going to the Vegas Bowl, he would not be going because of the time they're spending there. Now he ain't going back.
Nope.
Even Suter has his limits.
And he's not giving up Christmas.
No.
Not giving up Christmas for the Hawks.
Yeah.
But if they go to the Outback Bowl, he's going to be down there.
He's going to be
He'll
there.
give up
New Year's.
He'll give up New Year's and
Christmas
Valentine's
and
Day.
hell his family for the Outback Bowl. But no, I mean, Tampa's always a good trip. I get it, but you guys have to admit they've been there and done that a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
It's just not the same as it used to be, at least for me. Kind of like signing day, I used to.
We bring a lot of people in there, and that's why.
Well, and there's also a lot of people down there
Yeah.
that go too.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm sure it will be a well-attended game, and like Kirk says, there's no such thing as a bad bowl game. But I know the guy who covered the Pinstripe Bowl for me strongly disagrees with Kirk on that because he said he lost feeling in his fingers late in the first quarter. Then he tweeted at me asking about workman's comp during the game. Wondering about, he goes, "Hey, if I lose the ability to use my hands."
Well, wasn't it like 2 degrees?
And it was not 2 degrees, but it was cold. Remember, the field was filled with ice.
Yeah.
And yet Akram Wadley still ran all over the place. That was what was crazy about that game. Man, that was a bad bowl game.
They were rerunning the Wisconsin game again on Big Ten or whatever.
The Iowa-Wisconsin game? Or the Wisconsin-Minnesota? Okay.
And, I looked at it again and I go, we never would have noticed this with just regular television. And with high def, you can't, it's just ridiculous how much snow there was.
Yeah, and on normal TV, you can't see it.
Yeah.
It is weird. Even on big flat screens, you still can't see the snow like it's really coming down. It was. Eventually, you start to see it accumulate on the ground. That's when you know it. But there's times where you don't know if it's snowing, even though it is snowing. So, but yeah, no.
One of the things I did like about that about the Pinstripe Bowl though was the winner of the bowl game gets like their own section of the concourse for the next year. So for the entire next Yankee season, there was like a giant Kirk Ferentz there. On the concourse of Yankee Stadium. They holding up the trophy. Yeah.
But the people that covered it, they said it was miserable.
Oh, yeah, I imagine it wasn't fun.
It wasn't an enclosed.
I can't imagine the heated press box.
It's not enclosed. It was not. No. It was.
No, it's open.
Yeah, and they just were freezing. Yeah. It was really cool. But that's what happens when you play a bowl game in New York in late December. That's what's going to happen. I've never understood that one. Hell, if you're going to do that, why not have one outdoors in, Minneapolis?
I didn't even look at what the bowl games are this year, because there's usually new ones and some of them and move them around.
That's another thing I don't pay as close attention to as I used to bowl games. I just...
Like the Bahamas Bowl, they were playing it in, Florida for 2 years.
Yeah, in the Bahamas Bowl, I remember when they used to play in the Bahamas Bowl, there'd be, literally 6 people in the stands.
Yeah, and it'd be
because they're all on the beach. Nobody wants to watch football in the Bahamas while you're there. So you're calling her a little early.
Yeah, that's right. He wants to make sure.
And
we're going to get.
That's your profile?
That's her profile.
What town in Wisconsin?
You know what? I don't have that part of it. That part didn't print, but I'll grab it here real quick.
At least I want to make sure. I've got John Leo's email, too. He's the one who sets up these interviews.
Oh, yeah, I like John. John's good guy. Peyton Flowers from...
He linked her profile.
DeForest, Wisconsin.
DeForest, Wisconsin. Okay.
Hunter, you can see that through the trees. It's an old bit.
You going to say that to her?
No.
You got her on?
Yes, I do.
Tommy, go.
Peyton Flowers is on the line.
Peyton, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We appreciate you coming on. You got Pat Harty, Tommy Lang, and Captain Steve here at KCJJ Radio. We interview Iowa athletes once a week, usually on Wednesdays. We appreciate it because we know you're busy, but we were looking. We got one thing we want to ask. Tommy, you noticed about the schedule.
Yeah, we were looking at your schedule here. Your last event was the Hawkeye Invitational. Friday, November 21st was the last day of that. Then you don't have another event until the middle of January in Los Angeles. Why is there that break in the middle of the schedule there?
And is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm not quite sure why we have such a big break, but it is kind of nice because then during December we just kind of get to train, really focus on that, and then in January we have a lot of meets coming up.
Well, I've been
so that's a normal part of a swimming schedule year to year. Then is that break?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I've
well,
been here for 1 year.
Yeah,
she is a freshman.
You are a freshman, and I'll tell you what. I've been looking. Wow, what a start you are off to. You've let's see, your Iowa Invitational. Let's see, you counted for 4 school records. Has this come quicker than you expected, or were you this confident that you could make an impact this quickly?
I think it definitely came a little quicker than I expected. I knew I was close to the 50 free record when I was coming in, but I honestly didn't know what to expect going into the Hawkeye invite. I was really just hoping to get close to my best times, and I'm really happy with how it ended up.
I'm sure you are. Now, the 50 free, that's up and back, right?
Yeah.
How much fun is that race?
Personally, it's my favorite race.
Okay.
You just kind of throw down, so it's mentally, I think it's one of my easier races because I know what I'm doing. It's down and back. You just have to do everything. You have to try to do everything right, which can be hard sometimes, but it's overall just a really fun race.
Kind of the equivalent of like the
Everything
100-yard dash in track and field. Now, what's the longest event you do?
The longest event I do is probably the 100 free.
Okay.
Which isn't that much longer.
Okay, so you are definitely a sprint, kind of the version of a sprinter in track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you choose that path? And then, because I'm amazed at how different swimming can be. You do the 50, then you see these events where they swim for, it seems like 40 minutes. I mean, it's incredible. But how did you decide that short distances were best for you?
I'm not really sure. I think just somewhere along the way, as you I've been swimming my whole life, basically, and somewhere along the way you kind of start to realize which events you're the best at, and I just happen to be better at the sprint events.
Okay.
And then as you get older, you start to kind of focus in on those. So.
Okay, so when you're doing the 50, how important is it for you to be in the lead when you make that first turn off the wall to head back?
The 50 free is really hard because everything is really close. It's hard to really, like, if you fall behind, it's hard to catch up because
Sure.
you only have so much length left. I think for me, the best part of my race is my starts and my turns.
Okay.
I like staying underwater for as long as possible. So I think that getting ahead on that start is really important for me, and then also trying to stay as far ahead as possible on my turn.
So when you say stay underwater, what's maybe like the average amount of time? How far are you down your lane when you finally your head pops up and you start actually swimming?
Well, there's a rule where you can't go past 15 meters.
Oh,
in
okay.
water.
Oh, I was not aware of that. Okay.
So for a 50, I probably go roughly to the 15 on the first 25, and then about halfway back on the second 25.
Okay, yeah, because when I mean, it's kind of like with me when I watch swimming or track and field, I like the shorter sprint events, but I just do. And I like, because, I mean, they happen so quickly. So when you're in like a 50, I don't know, do you think about anything? What's going on in your mind when you're doing that short race? Is it just complete focus on everything, or what does your mind, what are you thinking?
I think the 50 happens all so quickly, so it's hard to have like a lot of thoughts going through my head, but I think most of the time I'm just telling myself, get up and race,
Okay.
try to get going as fast as possible. I mean, it's everything you've got for like 20 some seconds. So usually that's what's going through my head, just trying to execute my race the way I know how and trying to get everything perfect.
And do you always know where you are as far as first place? Do you know what I mean, with track, you can easily see where you are, but when you're swimming, do you know where your competition is?
If for a 50 free, it's a lot harder to tell because you don't breathe as much on a 50 free, so you're just basically staring at the bottom of the pool.
Okay.
So it's really hard to tell, but you kind of have some peripheral vision. So sometimes you can see like splashing next to you, or like you can see people's arms as they're pulling next to you. So sometimes you can kind of see, and on the turns, sometimes you can see underwater where people are. But I mean, those are just really like split second, like just glances at where everybody is, and it's harder to see like lanes that are farther away from you.
Sure. Okay. I want to ask you, when you talk about like the training you're going to do in December, what is a typical day for you as an Iowa swimmer? I mean, obviously you got class and whatever, but how much do you train each day?
Yeah, it depends on the day. Some days that we'll be swimming twice a day, in the mornings and in the afternoons. Some day we lift in the morning and then swim in the afternoon. And some days we just have swimming in the afternoon or swimming in the morning. So it really just depends on the day. For example, on Mondays we swim in the mornings and afternoons, and then I have 3 classes that day. So I'm just, I'll go to practice, and then I'll go to class, go eat breakfast, go to class again, and then go practice, and then go to class again. So just kind of running around.
So yeah, that definitely keeps you busy.
Is that kind of nice, having the campus recreation and wellness center that close to where you might have some of your classes versus some of the athletic facilities elsewhere where they're not really close to your classes?
Yeah, that definitely is one of our advantages. The pool is probably 5-minute walk from the dorms for us freshmen, so that's really convenient for us. And then,
especially in the winter.
We do our lifts at Carver, so, but our seniors will come pick us up and take us there. So.
We've had other swimmers who've just raved about the facilities at Iowa. Can you talk about that? And obviously, when you were making your decision to come here, I'm sure that played a part of it. But I've been over there. It just seems like you guys do have rock solid facilities to work with.
Yeah, our pool is beautiful. It's really nice. The water's really nice. The pool deck's very spacious. It's such a nice facility. And then same with our weight facilities. There's lots of resources there for us, and yeah, it's really great.
Okay, your father played basketball at Wichita State. What other sports were you good at in high school, and what made you pursue swimming?
I played softball when I was really young, and then I also played soccer up until my sophomore year of high school. And I think in the end, I really liked swimming. I think I found it the most rewarding and the most fun. I really enjoyed my high school team and my club team, and I really enjoyed training. And soccer I had a lot of fun with, and I was pretty decent at, but I think in the end, I just was in love with swimming.
Well, it looks like obviously you made the right choice, being how successful you have been. Now, you grew up in Wisconsin. How did you end up at Iowa? What was it about Iowa that got you here?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to stay kind of close to home, but I didn't want to go too far. And then I did want to kind of explore a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't really want to stay in Wisconsin. I wanted to see kind of just a little what it's like living a little bit away from home. So I think I liked the distance that Iowa offered. And then I came on my visit here. I thought it was really pretty. I really liked that it's a big school with kind of a small town vibe.
Okay.
So I kind of liked that aspect of it, as well as, the team, the swimming, and the academics. I really wanted to pursue English, and this is a really good writing school. So
and now that you've been here for a few months, I guess it'd be what 4 months or so. What What are your favorite things about Iowa City? What do you like about living here?
Yeah, I again think it's really pretty. I just really like the campus, and everything is very walkable and just close by. I just think, especially in the fall, like the changing colors were really pretty. Now it's snowy outside, and that's kind of cool to see as well.
You're going to like spring. Spring will be good.
Yeah.
I'm curious. The Iowa women have two, Taylor Strimlow and Tegan. Do you know them? They're from Wisconsin too. I know they play different sports. I'm just curious if you happen to know them.
I do not.
You do not? Okay, because I know you guys have so much.
Do you have any other athletes at this school that you might know from high school that you can kind of talk to, and if you want to go back to somebody you've known for more than a few months?
I do not know any athletes. Not very many people from my school came here, so I only know like one or two other people, and they are not athletes. But I do have one of my friends from my club team back home. She is coming here next year, so that's exciting for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Now, where you grew up, how far is that from like Madison or Milwaukee?
Where I live is 30 minutes north of Madison.
Okay, north of Madison, because I know one of the Iowa players. I think Taylor was from Verona, and the other was from McFarland. I think you probably know where those cities are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do know where those are.
Okay, so as far as for where you are right now, what do you think you are capable of for the rest of this freshman season? Like, what are your goals for the remainder of this season for you individually?
Yeah, I am obviously not quite sure. I don't know how championships work. I don't know how NCAAs work yet, but I think for me personally, the goal is always getting faster and dropping time. I would love to see some more time drops in like my 100 free and my 100 fly. And I would love to do well at Big Tens and see how far I can go during that meet.
Okay, that makes good sense. And so when you set one of these records, did you know when you touched that wall, wow, that was a good race, I've got a good time, and you look right away at the time? How much do you know when you've done something really good?
I think part of me knew that it was a good race, but that was also because I could hear my teammates cheering really loudly, so I knew I did something good.
Okay, that makes sense. That's what's.
But I wasn't sure what time it was going to be when I looked at the board, and I was really proud because, it's really hard to drop times, so it feels really good when you do.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I think that was the first time I dropped in that race for like a whole year.
Wow.
So I was just really excited about that, and then also I was pretty sure that I was like, I think that's the record, so I was just really excited.
Well, congratulations to that. Thank you for coming on. We know you're busy. And we have Peyton Flowers, Iowa swimmer, freshman year, having an incredible season. We do have one last question for you.
Very important question.
Very important question, not sports related. Remember, we're a radio station, so it may have something to do with music. And thank you again. Appreciate you coming on, and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, so here's the question. Beth Getz gives you a call. Says, okay, Peyton Flowers, we need to do a fundraiser for the university. We're going to try and book a band to fill Kinnick Stadium. Who do you pick to fill Kinnick Stadium for a concert?
Oh, boy.
We've been asking this question for like a decade now.
That's a hard question.
There will be worse answers than yours, whatever you say. I'll tell you that right now.
Any band, just any band?
Any band, yeah.
Or a singer.
Singer.
Yeah, singer, band, whatever.
I guess Taylor Swift.
There you go. I think that's the perfect answer.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer. Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the perfect answer, I think. What was the Pokemon theme? Somebody, who was it? Just wanted to play the
Pokemon. Lee, Pokemon, and then Megan Gustafson, the
marching band.
Iowa marching band.
It wasn't great.
Well, listen, that was a great answer. I know Captain really likes that answer, and Suter would too. We appreciate you coming on again, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you for having me.
I had to stop myself from asking her about it. What did she think about Izzo on the court? I almost asked that right at the end.
That should be our last question.
Well, let's wait for Tom to get back.
Sure, there's been a retooling.
Because I'm sure he will strongly endorse that new change in strategy.
What do you think Izzo on the court?
But yeah, no.
I should have asked her that. Now that I think about it.
She swimming's not an easy sport, man.
No, not at all.
And it's interesting when she says when she's swimming, she can hear her teammates. You know, you don't think about stuff like that, but no, her profile, she's off to a really good start. But man, they work hard. And when she's doing her, well, we get up and we swim in the morning, and we're thinking, you know, hey, it's Northwest Pool with beach balls, you know, and they're there at like 5:30 in the morning. They swim for then they go to class. It's incredible what these kids do.
My attorney used to get up every morning at 5:30 and go swimming.
I've known people that do that. They say it's the best. Every muscle in your body's being used. You know, I learned how to. My parents. One of the first things I did as a kid was learn how to swim. That's just how I remember. Northwest Pool. I was probably 6 or 7. And I learned how to swim.
That's the best thing my parents did. I hated it at the time. Swim
Me
lessons.
too. I didn't like it either.
It was summer. We're going to the pool, but you have to learn to take a class and.
Yeah.
But you learn not to drown.
You learn not to drown. What did you dislike more, swimming lessons or catechism?
Oh, catechism was worse. There's no pool with catechism.
Catechism was a Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, you go to the old Catholic elementary school.
The best, though, was when I was in 7th and 8th grade before I went to Dowling and still had to go to catechism. I think it was my 8th grade year. The mother who held it at her house, her son was the big stoner in our 8th grade class. I always got a kick out, and he wasn't. He wasn't part of it because I always got a kick out of that. But catechism Wednesday, it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah. We did it at the old Regina Elementary, which was later. It's a Catholic grade school that they tore down. They'd send us there, and we'd go there.
We'd go to houses. I remember one year our catechism teacher. Remember George Davis, the Iowa linebacker?
Yeah, yeah.
His mom was our catechism teacher, and I'd go there on Wednesday night. Since George and Marty, his older brother, went to Holy Trinity, they didn't have to go to catechism. And since I went to the public school, I had to go to catechism, and I knew them. They'd stand in the background when their mom was teaching catechism and making faces and like stuff to get me to laugh. And I'll never forget that stuff. But every Wednesday night during school year. And my parents would never let me miss.
I remember Sunday mornings, and I think we went to Temple for Sunday school.
He's going to top catechism with Temple.
I can't do that.
No, there's no. We'll let him have his say, but he won't. This ain't going to be a topping.
No.
We went, I think, 3 or 4 times, and I was like 6 years old.
So your parents they didn't practice a lot of the.
No.
Yeah, my parents went to church every Sunday.
No, they didn't practice.
I mean, I believe I have relatives now that go to church every day.
Well, you had to marry a Jew, but I didn't know.
See, my parents never cared about stuff like
that.
I could have brought a Jewish girlfriend home, and they wouldn't have.
But we never practiced.
Yeah, but my parents didn't care about any stuff like that.
But the third or fourth time we went, this old rabbi came out and remembered my mother, and she locked him in the restroom in the temple. When she was a kid going to Sunday school, and he was stuck there for 12 hours.
Well, at least he was in the temple.
And he came up to her and remembered that.
But at least he was in the temple.
Wednesday Addams? It's locking priests? I guess not priests, but whatever.
But no, my dad enjoyed going to church. Yeah. He did. I mean, he really enjoyed going to church every Sunday.
We stopped when my mom got into a fight with somebody at the church.
But as a kid, I didn't like going.
What did you get in a fight about?
I thought I've told that story before.
I don't think any little kid really likes going to church.
No, especially Christmas morning when you got presents.
It's just boring. And if you make the mistake of going to the long Christmas Eve Mass, which I did one time, that one that's like 2 hours long. I mean, God, Jesus didn't even live that long, and you're in that. It just went on forever. I did that a couple times. And see, my parents didn't make me, but we always went to church.
All right. Christmas Eve Mass or waiting in line to get in that elevator at Carver after the game.
Which can be like I said, that's...
Which is the bigger death march.
It's the baton death march to that elevator.
Going to Mass or going into that restroom.
Well, no, that elevator, though, they shuffle all these people through that tiny little entryway, and you've got walkers and wheels. It's tough, and they go up to that area. So that's where your mom got into a fight?
No, that was at St. Mary's Church.
Oh.
Not a physical fight, but you can't be here. It was like packed, and we got there late for some reason. We're kind of standing in the back, and they're like, you can't stand here. Well, where else should we go? Well, there's no room for you. But these people are standing there. Well, they're okay, whatever. Long story short, I'm like 3 probably or 4. She's like, we're leaving. I just never went back to church.
See, the way my mind worked, if I had to stand in the back,
dick.
if I had to stand in the back of a church because it was full, my mind worked, man, that's going to make it easier to leave early. And you would.
Yeah.
You know, you could leave earlier than if you're in a pew and you have to walk by everybody. But
yeah, we're kind of in the aisle, and they said this is for Coach Izzo. He's allowed to walk.
He's allowed
in
to
the
go
aisle.
onto the. He can
goes
go up
right
to the
up
altar.
to the pulpit.
Yeah,
he can go and he can stay there
Yeah.
because God wants Izzo where the action is. I remember.
I want the blood of Christ. I just yelling.
He's got his right arm around the priest, just screaming in his ear.
Yeah.
But I remember at Dowling, we used to go for varsity sports. Maybe we did. We used to go to mass before every time we had a sporting event. And I remember one time I'm like, man, are we praying for God to help us win? And I got in trouble. They didn't like that question. I thought that was a fair question.
Yeah.
I mean, because we went to no, we're praying for the spirit of competition and
they told a story about the Tower of Babel. And people speak in different languages or something.
Yeah, I've seen the commercials.
And they had like a long ladder. They showed pictures, and I said, well, that doesn't. The ladder's not leaning against anything. It doesn't make sense. And you don't question God. And I said, well, but it doesn't make sense.
But I've just never thought God has anything to do with who wins a sporting event.
No.
I've never thought.
Well,
he or she or it
I
doesn't.
could justify it by saying,
does God have DraftKings?
I mean, if God is all caring, he would not have allowed what happened at Iowa last night happen.
No.
God has nothing to do with that stuff.
I think God has everything to do with you learning a lesson if you learn a lesson, and that's how he gets involved in sporting events.
Maybe. What would God say about Israel being on the court?
Huh? Go.
Izzo's like me. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Izzo is everywhere because he's
Izzo
godlike.
is omnipresent.
He's godlike in his coaching.
He's like Moses parting the Red Sea. He can just walk out.
So, but I'll tell you, it looks like Izzo's got a good team this year.
Yeah.
Let's see. As far as other sporting events,
Didn't talk too much about the women other than they got a game coming up Saturday.
they play Rutgers there. Rutgers is not very good. I would be surprised if it's very competitive. And so, I mean, they're going to start in an exact opposite situation as the men. They're on the road, of course, but against a team that's not picked to do much in the conference. So we'll see. I mean, I think the Iowa women are a little further along than the men right now, but that's understandable. Jan's in year 2, and they've got
people who've been there long.
Well, they got an all Big Ten forward who's in her 4th year on this team. It's just a completely different circumstance. I mean, Ben literally started from almost scratch. Now, I will say I did expect them to be more competitive last night. I was just disappointed that they weren't very competitive, and I'm sure Ben was too. Like you said, we got exposed. And now you have to adjust, and part of being a coach is adjusting and not overreacting to good or bad. And we've seen, I mean, I always thought Fran was pretty good at that. Fran never got too high. I mean, if they had a big win, Fran was like, hey, it's great, but, we got to get ready. And Kirk's the same way.
Yeah,
Ben will be the same way. You can't ride this emotional wave of every win.
No,
you just
and
can't do that.
I really do hope that the Hawkeye fans don't as well. That they
they're not. I'm not saying it's going to be 15,000 frothing fans screaming, but I'm hoping there's at least 10 to 12. I said 11 to 13. I'm lowering myself. Let's get at least 10,000 there Saturday. This team, I think, deserves that. I think Ben, this program, deserves it. If you want to support this thing, this is a big game. You lose this game at home and you're 0-2, man. You're in a tough spot.
I don't. Maybe it's just who I'm following, but on social media, it didn't seem like people were in a panic last night. Maybe I'm not.
Well, it's one game, and it's against a team that they weren't.
But you know how fans can be.
Yeah, I know. If they
hire.
lose to Maryland, there's going to be panic.
Yeah, I could
especially if it's like the same type of game where they're slow and deliberate and methodical, and they don't want to run and what happened, and then they get exposed. There will be some like, hey, what the hell's going on? I know it's only 2 games, but this ain't good. We're already 0-2 in Big Ten play. But like I said, I think you got to give him some time, and Ben's not going to panic. But again, they just got to play better. I mean, they just did not play well last night.
Yeah,
they just didn't play well.
Shots and missed free throws.
Yeah, it just was not. It was just not a good showing. I mean, the Izzone was there doing its part. Man, it's crazy when you look. That whole student section wraps around that whole side of the court that you see every time they show the show the arena. The students are always in plain sight. They know that. That's part of the experience. And you got 5,000 screaming students helping to provide a home court atmosphere that they used to their fullest last night.
And I just hope that,
What do you think, Captain?
So what's your prediction for how many fans Saturday?
8.
8,000, Tommy?
Oh, I think 10. I think they'll get.
I'm going to say somewhere between 8 and 10. But 8 would be enough to make it not be an eyesore, but then you're telling yourself the arena is almost half empty. I mean, I'm like I said, I hope they get at least 10.
It's 3:00. It's the first Big Ten
and
game
there's
at
no
home.
Precip, right? There's no Precip for Saturday.
The weather would be fine for it.
These are ideal basketball conditions for getting a crowd.
And for the people who maybe want to watch stuff at night, you'll be home.
Yeah.
You'll be home by 5.
And you are
not a lot of football on TV.
But you are competing with shopping, too.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on. And there's a lot of other sporting events going on.
Because they couldn't do it last weekend.
But this is
that's
still,
true. That's true.
This is still Iowa's Big Ten home opener under a new head coach.
I know. I hope I'm wrong.
Isn't Iowa City doing redoing their small business Saturday or something because they couldn't?
Yeah, everybody is.
Okay.
Iowa City, Cedar Rapids.
So yeah, shopping could be an issue. That's a good point. But 3:00 game, go shopping, go to the game.
Okay, and I just got a text. If you get this time, can you mention the women's wrestling? It's Sunday against Oklahoma State.
I was wondering about that. I haven't heard from the women's wrestling program in a while.
Now, the Oklahoma State is still a club team, but this person, it may be the start of a. That'd be great if Iowa.
That would be great.
Iowa and Oklahoma State and women's wrestling could form some rivalry. But yeah, that's on Sunday, so that's something else to pay attention to. And when do the men?
Yeah, they haven't wrestled since November 22nd. So they've had a few weeks off, too, but not as much as the swimming.
And when do the men wrestle next again? Call that up.
I had that as a minute
And, of course, the men are coming off a 20-14 loss at Iowa State last Sunday. Was that? No, was that?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
Sunday at noon.
It was, same time the men were playing. Because the women were playing, because I was watching some of the wrestling.
The Uncivil War, December 12th and 12th. They wrestled twice on the 12th.
And where's that?
That is in Hannibal, Missouri.
Okay.
Hannibal High School.
Hannibal High School.
They wrestled Chattanooga and then Utah Valley.
And my guess is they'll shred them both.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, the men, though, the wrestling, they're not happy.
Oh, no.
Not happy at all.
No, some of the firebrand stuff is kind of silly, but that's fans being fans. That's what they want to say. That's what they're going to say. But no, this is, they lost Iowa State. They're not close to Penn State right now. Nobody is. And and Nebraska and Ohio State they're good now. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Brands navigate through this, because he doesn't like to be questioned.
No,
he does not like to be questioned. He doesn't like. Obviously, nobody likes to be criticized. But at his post game the other day, someone asked him to kind of critique Iowa State's performance, and he was paused for a second. He goes, "I'm going to defer that question."
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to praise Iowa State or anything. That's the way he chooses to operate, and that's his prerogative.
Yeah.
But when you say, are you talking about like what's on Facebook?
Facebook.
I saw some negative stuff on Twitter, but some of them are just, it's just the same trolls.
It's kind of Nebraska football with some of those people.
Yeah, but they even seem to be losing. They seem almost reserved of the fact that they're not very good right now.
They just,
but they had a period where they thought they should still be a blue blood program.
Guy on Channel 6 in Omaha goes, "Yeah, we had an off night."
They went 7-5.
Yeah.
They got beat 24-6 by Minnesota.
No, they didn't. Well, that's what I was going to say. No, you didn't have an off night.
They're trying to. 7-5. Yeah. A lot of teams would like to be 7-5. Purdue would love to be 7-5, but this is almighty Nebraska we're talking about. Yeah. Matt Rule's in his third year, and he still hasn't won more than 7 games in a season.
Yeah, well, they just had an off night.
Now, Frost, I don't believe, won more than 5 games in a season. So, but yeah, Nebraska.
I did like that statistic that Kirk Ferentz has won more games at Nebraska than all of their recent coaches, except I think it was Bo Pelini.
Really?
Yeah, that's like 6. Like Scott Frost has 6, Ferentz has 7 at Memorial Stadium. Wins at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, Bo Pelini. He was a vulgar, abrasive jerk in a lot of ways, but he did win 9 games.
Yeah, he won 9 and 10 games.
But he was just so mean, and just his mouth that they had to get rid of him. Their biggest mistake was they got rid of Frank Solich. Frank Solich won 10 games one year. He won 9, and they just were still, we're a dynasty. We're a dynasty. We're a dynasty. We can't let this happen. And they've been stumbling over themselves ever since.
I think that's the mentality some people have with Iowa wrestling. If they're not number 1, fire everybody.
Yeah, Iowa wrestling is in some parallels to Nebraska football, just 20 years behind.
They're number 4. They're number 4 in the nation.
Think about that. But for Iowa wrestling fans, that's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough.
That's not good enough. And you got Dan Gable still going to all the and he is the symbol of the dominance that they once had, but that's now Penn State. And I don't see anything changing in the near future. So, but we don't need to end on such a gloomy note. Let's think of something. Let's think of positives. Give me something positive.
I saw the interview with Izzo yesterday,
and they did it on the court, didn't they? Tom, let's get this interview on the court where you belong.
She said,
where you belong.
Have to go to the other side of the court. You're overmodulating.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think life.
I think he was setting picks last time.
I think life is better when Tom Izzo is on the court.
That ought to be on what is it, FanDuel?
Well,
FanDuel. How many minutes
times?
is he on the court? Over under?
Yeah. Is he on the court?
Well, there is an app now where you can make bets on stuff like that.
You can make bets.
Up.
I mean, weren't those baseball players betting on their pitches?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can bet on anything.
Well, even non-sports, you can bet on like elections and stuff now.
How many minutes is this?
How many minutes over under on
as compared to one of our players?
Yes.
Yeah.
Izzo had more minutes than Sturts last year.
What was his plus minus?
We end on that. Yeah, we're laughing again. So we can end. Thanks again to Peyton Flowers for that's a good name too, isn't it? Peyton Flowers.
I like that
name can take you some places. For coming on, we appreciate it. Thanks to John Leal for arranging the interview. These Wednesday interviews with the Hawks are a lot of fun, and for you Iowa fans, hang in there with the men's team. Give them some support on Saturday. They need it. They deserve it, and go from there.
Hawk Fanatic, check it out. It's free.
KCJJ Weather.